simple abstract using Meiliang watercolor paints. I've got a size 9 brush, very simple. Just going to select some colours, so I think I'm going to go, if I move that across like that, I'm going to go with pinks and greens. So I'm going to select this pink here. Maybe that's not going to be dark enough, you're not really going to see that very well. I'm going to mix it with that pink there. So I'm just going to get the brush, apply some pressure, need some more colour on than that. So apply some pressure, drag the brush down, pull the brush away, and it leaves a tail end. I'm going to do a few of these. Tail ends, go over if necessary, and drag your brush down. So with this one I'm going to do it opposite. I'm going to just lightly put the paint on here, push it down hard and drag it up like that. So you've got the thicker bit in the middle of the page. Again, I'm going to do that. So thin, 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 pushing down, thick line there. Okay, so I'm going to pick a green. And here, because it's a thick tail there, I'm going to do a thin tail here. And then thicken it up just here like that. Grabbing the green again, thin tail, exert some pressure, and then I'm going to go thin again. Just going to add a bit more paint to that because I didn't seem to want to drag all the way across. Grab the green again, thin, do a thick one here. And then just letting off the pressure as you drag it towards the end. Green again. Thin, thin, thin. Press down hard. Need some more paint. To get that lovely shape. They do look a bit like zebra stripes. They're lovely, the pink and the green, opposite sides of the colour wheel again. Works really well. So here I'm going to go thick. Need some more paint on that. So thick. Letting up on the brush. Thin, thin, and then I want to go thick again. And some more colour. Here I'm going to go thin, and then I'm going to thicken up here. So you're looking at the line next to where you're painting to. You're following a very rough line to try and keep a bit of a gap in between. And maybe do the opposite to what you've already got there. So here, I've got a thin line here with the pink, so I'm going to go thick. And then let off again. I'm going to mirror this time, so I'm going to go thin, maybe thick here. And then as I come out. Grabbing the pink again. I can see thick is needed there with thin in the middle, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Really putting some pressure down on that brush. Thin and then thick again. I need some more colour on here. Smooth it all off. So I want thick here, thinner there. Lots of pressure with the brush. And then dragging it down like that. Thick here, thinner there, maybe slightly thicker there. And here I want a nice big thick line, bringing it thinner and slightly thicker there. So it's all dry now. What I'm going to use is some gold metallic paint. Add that, glitz it up a bit. I'm going to use this very small brush. It's a number 1. We'll see how we get on with that. I think the colour I might use might be this orangey colour. We'll see how that goes with it. I may introduce other metallics, but let's just get started. So just loading up the brush. I'm going to make some nice lines down the page. Adding some patterns to this one. I love these metallic paints. I always think they add so much to a painting. Sometimes your paintings can look rather flat, but you add a bit of metallic, it just sings it up a bit. I'm just going to use a combination of all sorts of marks. Whatever comes into my head, I'm just going to pop it on. So I always find that the cold pressed paper is the best for these kind of paintings. If you're using hot press, it's more for botanical fine detail work. Whereas the cold press, it sort of helps move the paint around a little bit, gives a bit of relief, there's a bit of texture there for you to work with. My paintings are a little bit on the rough side, I would say. They're not perfect. They're more like doodles, really. But if you were into doing botanicals and you got a real steady hand and you could paint really lovely flowers and stuff, the hot press would most probably suit you better. And as you go through your creative journey, you pick up what you like, what you don't like. You tend to stick with it, really. Sometimes it's nice to break out of that barrier. I think I'll try something different, see whether I like it or not. Great thing about art, you can't really go wrong. This kind of art is very good for beginners, finding your feet, not really knowing what you want to do. And abstract art allows you to do that, allows you to be creative without the worry of getting something exact. Whether it be patterns or shapes, you can't really go wrong. Do is outline the whole of this picture using the brush and the paint, just dragging it alongside the masking tape. Just gives it that nice border. Neatens it all up. So if you like this, then it would be great if you could like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, this is dried now, so I'm just going to add some black pen to some of these marks, just to make them a little bit more prominent. You don't have to do it to all of your marks, you can just do it to some. Just adds that little bit more detail. I always find black pen tidies everything up lovely, and also you can see it quite well with the eye. So if things are looking a bit wishy-washy, add some black pen and you'll definitely see the difference to your shapes. Works just as well as these fine liner pens or a gel pen, anything like that. Still get the same effect. They're usually about doing simple, easy art that anybody can do. Easy to follow. So if you want something to just de-stress you a bit, then maybe consider taking up a pen, a bit of paper and your paint, and just get started. No right or wrong. I used to get hung up on, oh, it's got to be perfect. And if it isn't, I used to get upset about it. There's no point. And sometimes you'll do a piece, you'll be really, really happy with it. That'll make your day. It makes mine. Start off and think, well, what shall I do today? And I just get started. And it's usually the ones that are unexpected, the ones that I'm a bit unsure about, that tend to look the best. And the ones that I think, oh yeah, that's going to look great. I get started, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't turn out how I imagined. I just think to myself, well, did you enjoy doing that? And if I did, then that's great. So if you haven't got any art materials and you're thinking about getting some, I'd say just buy a cheap watercolour set, few brushes, selection, round brush, flat brush, a couple of different sizes, and get yourself some pens or pencils, and then just start. And if you've been doing art for a long time, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say stop thinking, just do it. I think we've all been there. So maybe you can leave me a comment about your journey, where you're at, how you started, what do you like doing about art, what is it that you like about it. It's just nice to know that there are people out there that like the same things and enjoy doing. So just pulling off the tape. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that one. You can see the metallic there, really nice. Okay, well I hope you like this and I hope to see you soon. Okay then, bye.